today's video, we're going to get a barrel of EARLAGE. You remember when we made silage out of nothing but the ears? Had the shucks, the cob, and the corn kernels, green, chopped them through that chopper. It's the best part of silage. So I think this concentrated EARLAGE is where it's at. We are starting to feed Bubs. He's the big bull. He's my neighbor's big bull. We're going to feed him out. We're going to butcher him. Well, you can't feed one out without good feed. We're going to be feeding him EARLAGE, hay, silage, corn, feed, the whole 9 yards. That's what we're going to be doing. But this is very heavy. We've got to get it loaded right quick. So it's hard to get it going. All right, help me turn it. Yeah. It's close to 300 pounds. It's digging in the mud. That's crazy.
Would it roll up sideways?
Yeah, let's do that. Ooh. Heavy. All right, let's put that up there. All right. Maybe it won't lift the four-wheeler off the ground. There's Bubs over there. Him and the cow both.
Do we want it on this side of that post?
It don't matter. Probably right here. It's gonna roll out. Come here and help me stop it. Bring it on. Over. That's good right there. Let's stand it up. All right, this is what I've been looking for a long time. I've been looking forward to opening the EARLAGE. You folks have no idea how much self-control it takes for me not to open that prematurely. Not prematurely as in when it's ready to be used or it's properly fermented, but prematurely as we didn't need it. We had plenty of grass. Here's the thing. People have asked me at Thanksgiving and Christmas how on earth I had enough self-control not to just go hog wild off the carnivore diet with all the goodies, the sweets. Folks, this is so much harder. This right here put me to the test, and I didn't bust it open. I left it till now. I passed the test. That was so much harder than Thanksgiving. All right, the animals are on the way. They said we already suspect something's up when McGee's out talking loud. We know there's going to be some good food. Look at this, boys. Whoa. It don't even have a bad coloration on the very top. It's very slimy, sticky with all the corn kernels. Get me a fork. I'd rather use a fork. This is just gummy, slimy. They are just in all kinds of a dither wanting to eat. They said, we want some. All right, I'm gonna gotta see if it gets a different color down in there. Usually this top section is different, but it looks the same. Oh, I wish I could transfer smell through the camera to you. This is like silage on steroids. The smell is so much more potent. because it is more potent. Here you go, Bubs. Most of the time when we feed him, she's going to be in there getting milked and eating her own food. But today she's going to get to try his food. I'm going to put it there where she can reach. Bubs, are you going to eat some of it? Silage is a new experience for all cattle when they try it the first time. She has eaten silage for the entirety of her life every year at this time, somewhere around now. So he has not, but he's starting to eat it already. Probably, listen, Chili. Chili wants some so bad. Okay, we'll probably bring you a little scoop of it. But there, Chili, he's something else. Anyway, Bub says, okay. I think the reason he may be going for it a little quicker is because of how she's attacking it and eating it so good. But I can see right away that it's going to be a hit if he don't finish it while she's in there getting milked. When she comes out, I guarantee you the trough won't be left alone until it's all cleaned up. So, not a problem. He's digging in even better now. He's starting to get nice big mouthfuls of it. What do you think, Bubs? It's different. It's different, but this is the best silage he could possibly start on. This is like the premier, the exquisitely wonderful. All right, Chili, I'll bring you some, but first I'm gonna finish giving some of this to these guys. I want you to look at the corn kernels. This was different colored corn. It was blue and purple and red and white and yellow. I've never in my entire life seen silage that looked like that. That's amazing. That, my friend, is amazing. That's really gonna fatten them cattle up. Oh, so good. We're not having the harshest winter yet, but it's still quite chilly, quite cold. The grass isn't growing and all that good stuff. That's all I'm gonna give them for now. Let's take this over and see how the calves like it.
All right, I know what you want. Come here.
Yep. They said that is what I want. That is exactly what I want. That is a little better than the silage you're gonna get, folks. I mean, cows. Your silage is gonna be just regular silage. It's not gonna be this special earlage. Let me introduce you to these guys. This is Chili con Carne. This is Suzuki Armstrong. This is Tony Armstrong. This is Ferdinand Jr. and this is Buttercup. So Buttercup hopefully will be a future milk cow if she don't do what her full sister did and have problems where she can't carry a baby. And I'm a little concerned because she's been through a couple heats and she's been bred without getting bred. So I'm not sure about her. But these three here, these four guys here are definitely in the rotation for beef. He'll be next after Bubs. Bubs is next. Bubs is the big bull. So we're going to be opening this big silage pile soon. Be looking for that on tomorrow's video. But this earlage was definitely a hit with all the critters. We're going to be fattening up Bubs. You're going to see one of the finest, biggest brown Swiss bulls. I'm guessing him already to be 1,600 pounds. We'll see when we weigh him. Naughty boy. All right, folks, this right here is our newest calf. As you can tell, he has really put on some weight, and I wonder why. He's trying to eat everything around him, including me. Why do you want to eat so much? I mean to tell you, you can tell he's getting some milk fat in his diet. This guy. I would like him to face the camera so you can see how pretty he is. We're going to name him right now. We haven't named him yet. If he belonged to Grace, he would have been named the day he was born, maybe before he was born. I need to name him something to do with something that eats everything. Oh my goodness. Are you gonna let me be? He said, anytime people come in here, they feed me. I can't believe you, dog. My goodness. Okay, the way I've been naming. I started this with Suzuki Armstrong. I decided to name him 2 names since he was a crossbreed. One name for his Wagyu side and one name for his Angus side because they come from different countries, and that's why I chose Suzuki Armstrong, obviously. This guy is 3/4 brown Swiss and 1/4 Jersey. So I look up, where do brown Swiss come from? Switzerland. He's 3/4 that, so I looked up all the names, or popular Swiss names, and then I looked up where are jerseys? Where were jerseys developed? And believe it or not, there is a small country named Jersey. I didn't know this. It's somewhere off the coast of France or somewhere over there somewhere. It's very small. It's like half the size of Washington, D.C. Anyway, I looked up what famous names are over there. They have about the same list of names. Well, I noticed that one name was identical, and I just happened to have a very young nephew by that name. So I'm going to name this dude double same name. This guy, his name is Luca. And my nephew Luca, he's got an older brother by the name of Finley that you have seen on this channel, and you know. He's going to be thrilled to see this. Luca may not be old enough to understand what's going on yet. We should have put the dehorning paste on this dude because he's got some gnarly little knobs. He's going to start to be a problem. I guarantee you this guy is going to end up in the freezer in about 2 to 3 years. If he don't calm his jets down, we may have to castrate him. But I'm wanting to keep him for a bull because he's not related to any of my heifers out there. But my goodness, I am not your mama. Luca, that's his name. Luca. McGee has problems remembering all these double names sometimes, and that means I have to edit quite a bit. This is going to be easier to remember. You little jerk. I don't have nothing for you. I don't have nothing but names. Nothing but names. My goodness. This guy is insistent. Good night. Unbelievable. I know it feels good to butt your head on my knee, but my knee don't like that. This is a pretty animal. Now see, if you just stand there like that, I'll make you feel good. Don't that feel good on your back? It does, but you're not going to stay there and take it. Don't eat my pants. Just because they're camouflage don't mean they taste like greenery. Well, he's been named. I got to get out of here before I get consumed. I don't want to get devoured by a man-eating Luca. He's supposed to be the vegetarian. He's supposed to be a vegan. Actually, until they get off of milk, they're not 100% vegan. They're actually 100% carnivore. That's crazy to actually think about that. But anyway, I like to eat a vegan diet because I'm eating vegan cows. That's the only way. But it just now dawned on me for the first time in my life that when the cow's a calf, it's actually a carnivore. Unbelievable. That tells me that all vegans start out as carnivores because they all start out either on their mother's milk or on a formula that is produced with animal products such as milk. Sorry, buddy, didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Oh, I got you now. Yes, I do. He said, I like that too. You can get me anytime you want. He's beautiful. He's kind of got a smoky grayish white. I mean, just all kinds of beautiful colors. I'm out of here. Man, I can't believe something got underneath that trough and completely dug it out. The bull didn't do that.
It looks like an animal hole from this side.
I almost bet you anything there's a groundhog living in there. He could go in there, he could come out and clean up the feed at any point in time. That is crazy. He's in a location we can't hardly trap.
With the gun, right?
Give him that before he tears the fence up. Put it right on the edge. Maybe tear it apart where she can have some and not pull it away from him. That's alfalfa hay, and they are crazy about it. Absolutely crazy about it. They would eat literally all day long. Their grass is short, but they literally still have a good little amount of it, because when she came up just a while ago, she had grass hanging out of her mouth, so I kind of gave her away. But anyway, we're going to feed them through the winter heavier now because their body requires food to stay warm. We don't want them losing weight because they're burning their body energy to stay warm. Especially this guy. Well, especially both of them. She's producing milk. He's producing meat. We got to have them both in top shape. His head is the size of a small Volkswagen. It's unbelievable. Looking forward to getting him on the gallows and seeing what kind of meat he produces. He's a bull, so typically he's not going to be the fattiest thing on earth. That means we've got to pour the feed to him. So on a daily rotation, on a daily basis, he's going to be given the EARLAGE. When that runs out, he'll get silage, but we got more barrels of EARLAGE that will come in here. And on top of that, it's going to be poured cracked corn, and then he's going to get topped off with alfalfa hay. So he's going to be eating like a king and probably swelling up like a young toad frog. Hope you enjoyed the video. We've named Luca. We opened the barrel of EARLAGE. I'm extremely happy about that. And we've got beef coming on down the pipe. So be looking for a beef butchering video, but that won't be right away. But y'all have a great day. We'll see you on the next video. Yeah, throw it out there in the mud. What I do, dog.